Welcome to the WRAL Daily Download. I'm your host, Amanda Lamb. It's one thing to say you want to be a musician when you grow up. It's another thing completely to chase your dreams and make it happen. In today's episode, we're talking to two young women from the Triangle, Abby Schiller and Brooke Hatala, who are giving it a go in Nashville. They've both been playing, singing, and writing music since they were adolescents. And they've both recently graduated from college and have permanently relocated to Nashville to launch their careers as professional musicians. Today, they're going to share their struggles, their passion for music, and their dreams for the future with us. We're going to start with Abby. Abby, welcome to the program.
Hi.
So you have been in Nashville just a really short time. How's it going so far? Is it exciting?
It is. I already love it here.
So you grew up in Raleigh. You recently graduated from the Berklee College of Music in Boston, and now you've just released your first album with 5 songs called I Love You Isn't Enough. Did you ever think that this day would come when you were, a little girl making music in your bedroom?
It's really all that I ever dreamed of. I never pictured myself anywhere else than where I am right now.
So what was the beginning for you? I mean, do you remember how old you were when you got attracted to music?
Honestly, ever since I learned how to write, I would start writing songs.
And who did you play them for? Mostly your family and friends?
Yeah, I would play it for my mom all the time, and then my music teachers growing up.
And so obviously you had some career before you got into the Berklee School of Music. That's very prestigious. You don't go there unless you've already been doing a lot of music. What were some of the things you were doing growing up to kind of set you on this path?
Absolutely. I was doing hours a week of music lessons, practicing every single day. I was in choir and different bands and performing around the Triangle as well, getting as much experience as possible.
So what do you draw on? I mean, you're relatively young. You're in your 20s. Where do you get your inspiration for the topics in your songs?
I think that this is the perfect age to draw inspiration from my peers and from myself. Growing up, being this exact age that I am right now, I'm discovering myself, learning a lot new things about myself and the world, and I'm trying to put that all into my music. I take things from my own life, from my friends, and things that I see from my peers and around my community, and I really try to cater my music to my community and other young women.
So you're in Nashville. Why Nashville?
Well, I visited Nashville a few times before, and it just felt like the perfect fit. Everyone here is so kind. Everyone here is just as dedicated to making music as I am, and it really is the songwriting capital of the world.
What are your goals now that you're there and hoping to, launch your career?
Absolutely. I want to perform more as an artist, and I also want to write for other artists. I love writing in all genres and would just love to get in the room and work with as many people as possible.
Obviously, you're in a city where a lot of people are trying to do the same thing. So what are the challenges? Just trying to kind of be heard above the din in a way?
Yeah, and I don't see other people as competition. I just see them as fellow collaborators and people to work with and make friends with, which just only excites me.
Do you have a plan B, or do you need a plan B, or is that not something you're thinking about right now?
I've never thought that having a plan B is a good idea. I think it gets in the way of your plan A. Of course, you can have other sources of income and things that you do on the side, but you can't think of anything other than what you're doing, or else you're not going to put your all into it.
Following your dreams. Well, Abby, thank you so much for sharing your story with us, and best of luck. Where can people find your music?
On all streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube, everywhere you can download music. You can also get it on my website, abbyschillermusic.com.
And spell that for us.
ABBYSCHILLER music.com.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. We will be back after the break with Brooke Hatala. Welcome back to the WRAL Daily Download. Joining me now is Brooke Hatala. Full disclosure, I've known her since she was a baby, and I've had the privilege of watching her grow as a musician from the 11-year-old little girl singing at coffee houses around the Triangle to the teenagers singing at parties and night spots, and now to a poised and talented young artist trying to make it in Nashville. Brooke, welcome to the program.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So you grew up in Cary. I know you just graduated from Belmont University in Nashville. You're doing some part-time marketing work there, but you're also trying to officially launch a full-time music career. And the good news is you've had a big head start. You've been creating music as long as you could talk. So how many songs have you currently released?
So by now, I've released over 12 songs. I started releasing music ever since I was 14 years old. It's been a long journey. I've obviously taken down some of my older stuff, but I'm super excited about the new music that I'm producing right now.
And did you ever imagine when you were a little girl, like strumming your guitar and writing songs in your bedroom, that you would ever get to this point?
I always dreamed and hoped it would. Ever since I was a little girl and performing around Raleigh locally, I always knew that I would want to move to Nashville and pursue this dream full time. And like you said, I recently graduated college here at Belmont in Nashville, and now I'm going full time with the music. And the dreams are coming true. I've just been performing a lot around town, writing music, and chasing the dream.
And so you've done a lot of things along the way. I know you had some stints on The Voice, American Idol. You even sang for WRAL when you're on our New Year's Eve bash in Raleigh. Talk about some of the work that goes into creating a music career for anyone who thinks it just magically happens overnight, because it does not, obviously.
No, it definitely doesn't happen overnight. And I kind of knew that going into it. Building a music career is quite a process. Actually, in Nashville, they call it a 10-year town. And I think that is true. They call it 10 years because you have to create a lot of connections around town. You have to play out, you have to prove yourself, you've got to write songs. And it really is a process. And I think it takes a lot of no's to get the right yes in this industry. And it's definitely a roller coaster of ups and downs. But if you love it and stick with it and just surround yourself with great people, and believe in yourself and create music that touches people, I think that's what really keeps you going.
Why Nashville? I know a lot of people go to New York, they go to LA, but Nashville seems to be drawing a lot of people now for music.
Yeah, Nashville, I absolutely love it here. They say the new LA. And I think a lot of writers and musicians move to Nashville just because of the networking here and the connections. And most importantly, I think Nashville has a great supportive community for music. Everyone here believes in each other, lifts each other up, and it's just a great place to play for new people and have opportunity to play all over town and write songs.
So I know you're passionate about your music, but you're young. So where do you get your inspiration for your songs?
Yeah, so when I was little, I would write songs for fun. I never took it that seriously, but I feel like the older I'm getting, the more experience I have in life. And I like to create songs just from real life experiences and things that I feel and things that people can relate to. And I think the fun part of writing is that you can be creative and you can make up stories. But what I love to do is write from my own perspective and write what I'm feeling, whether that's heartbreak, love, discouragement, whatever that is. I take those real life feelings and experiences and write them. And I think it's very therapeutic for me, but I also love taking someone else's story and making it mine and creating a song out of that.
And and you work with a lot of other songwriters, and that's where you do those collaborations.
Yes, I do. So sometimes I'll write by myself, but most times in Nashville, it's a collaborative process. So they call it a co-write. And I usually walk into a room with two other writers and we create a song.
So you graduated from college. I know you have a day job, but you're tenacious about pursuing this career. I mean, what are your dreams? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, or even the 10-year plan you talked about that Nashville talks about for people?
Yeah, my ultimate dream is just to be an artist and keep releasing music that touches people and makes them feel something. I truly want to use this gift of music to inspire people around me. So I think the goal is just to keep creating music that makes people feel something. And I love performing and being on stage. That's where I feel most at home. So just going on tour, playing shows, that's the dream.
Brooke, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Where can people listen to your music?
Thank you. People can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, pretty much any streaming platform. And they can find me on social media at Brooke Hatala.
And spell that for us.
Yes. So Brooke with an E, and then Hatala's Hatala.
Best of luck, Brooke. Thanks again.
Thank you.
And thank you for listening to the WRAL Daily Download. If you'd like to hear more about things to do, places to visit, restaurants to enjoy in North Carolina, check out WRAL Out and About, a weekly podcast from WRAL News. Find WRAL Out and About in your podcast app. As always, thanks for listening to the WRAL Daily Download.